Alright, so are y'all ready for the greatest boxing match of all time? Listen, your grandparents had Ali versus Sonny Liston. Your parents had Marvin Hagler versus Tommy Hearns. But ladies and gentlemen, we have something that can top all of that. You thought all of those fights were good? Nah, we have the greatest showdown between a steroid scammer versus a jiu-jitsu black belt who has no cartilage in his knees and got tapped out by a white belt. Or actually, if you really think about it, the guy wasn't even a white belt. Bro was a no belt and he still managed to take his back and choke him out. But if you for some reason have no idea what I'm talking about Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. This fight is happening on the Prime card and I'm so excited for it. As an OG influencer boxing fan, I can't believe this card is even real. There are so many great fights on the show. It really resembles the quote-unquote Prime card. Legit, this card is so good that I'm telling the whole world right now, I'm unavailable this Saturday, October 14th. Do not talk to me, do not call me, do not text me, do not FaceTime me because I'm for sure finna be busy. I'ma head down to the gas station and grab my snacks before the event, and overall it's just going to be so epic. But anyways, Logan Paul is going to be fighting Dillon Danis and it's the most promoted fight on the card. This fight has pretty much started before the actual fight and it's been very entertaining, I can't lie. Especially from Dillon Danis because he has been non-stop dishing strays to Logan Paul's fiance. He ain't attacking the man that he's fighting, he's attacking his partner instead. And I'm not going to get into details of how Dillon has been promoting this fight. I mean, to summarize it all, he's pretty much painting Logan's fiance to be a 304. If you know, then you know. Posting hundreds, and I mean hundreds, probably thousands now, of photos of Logan's fiance with so many different men in her past. This has gotten so big to the point where people are talking about that more than the actual fight. Now the question is, did Dillon Danis cross the line in promoting this fight? Possibly. I mean, going at another man's partner is a different level of low. It's something that you shouldn't do, period. It's completely irrelevant when you're in that ring, but that's not the issue. It's the fight game, and especially in today's day and age, anything goes. The issue is how Logan and his fiance have been responding to this dilemma. When this all first kicked off, Logan was staying silent, but behind the scenes, he was threatening to pull the fight. That is a weak move. Your opponent is destroying your fiance's image, and your response is, oh well, let me just not fight him. I'm sorry, what? How does that make any sense? That should fuel you to want to punish him for all of the things that he said about your fiance. And on top of that, Logan's fiance is trying to sue Dillon and the whole thing is just a mess. Like, why are we getting all of these third parties involved? Why is the promotion and the law getting involved? There's one way for you to settle it and it's to fight. Stop trying to get other people to do the fighting for you. But I can't lie, how did Dillon get a hold of all of those photos of Logan's fiance? Bro was moving like a secret FBI agent, posting photos of her from like way back in the day. And he got bare impressions on Twitter as well. I think he has like 2 billion from promoting this fight. And unfortunately for Logan, the damage doesn't stop there. At this point, I think he's lost every single exchange outside of the ring against Dillon. Because in the most recent press conference that just took place, Dillon Danis just straight up threw a mic at Logan's face. Logan did throw a water bottle at Dillon's leg first, but Logan was leaking immediately. Apparently he had to get stitched up after that because he immediately walked off stage. It's certainly dumb for both guys to try to instigate a physical confrontation this close to the fight, because there was a good chance that the fight wouldn't have happened after that. We're lucky that it's only a cut because that could have ended so much worse. My issue with this whole incident was, what were the security guards doing? There were literally 2 security guards beside Logan holding his arm down. Why would you do that? Why weren't you in front of him pushing him away from what was happening? And the security guard that was in front of Dillon didn't even notice that Dillon was trying to throw something. How did y'all not learn from last time? This man Dillon Danis be throwing everything. First coffee, and now a microphone. Like, realistically speaking, Logan could have had a serious injury to his eye socket, and that wouldn't have just only canceled the fight, it would have jeopardized his health and everything else that he has going on in his life. Alright, so now let's transition to talking about how the fight is going to play out. Logan has fought 3 times, twice against KSI and 1 against Floyd Mayweather, and Dillon has never had a boxing match in his life, which is exactly why this fight has the unknown written all over it. And for that reason, it makes this fight so much more exciting as well. Logan fought a tough fight that resulted in a draw the first time he fought KSI. In the rematch, he pretty much didn't show up for that fight, and KSI owned the occasion. And then he proceeds to fight Floyd. I mean, the competition level has been very small and so inconsistent. There's a big difference between KSI and Floyd Mayweather. And because of that, we just don't know Logan's identity as a fighter. We can only judge off of training clips, but then again, training is only training. We never got to see Logan's true development as a fighter. He fought one guy who fought a very messy fight to beat him, and one of the greatest of all time. How can you look good in any of those fights? Dillon Danis was supposed to have his first boxing match against KSI, but he pulled out. And something that I'm finding something very strange about this fight is that he once again has no coach for this fight. No clue why, but it looks like he's not even doing a whole lot of boxing sparring. He's doing kickboxing sparring, and again, why? You're preparing for a boxing match. I personally don't think Dillon is even taking this fight seriously. It's just because Dillon has now talked a big game that he's forced to show up to fight. If not, well, y'all know what would happen. I don't even exactly know what the keys to victory for both men would be. There is such little information about both guys that I don't know what they're truly capable of in order to win. But this is what I think both guys should do in order to be victorious based on everything that I've seen, and it's quite simple. For Logan Paul, he needs to keep the fight long at all times. He's bigger, faster, more explosive, elusive, and powerful. I think he's better in all categories when it comes to boxing compared to Dillon. He's got to stick that jab in Dillon's face and work behind it. Dillon most likely doesn't know how to close distance inside a boxing ring. If Logan finds the distance with his jab, then start putting power punches behind it. Secondly, I would like to see Logan really sit down on his punches in this fight. Too many times when I see Logan fight, he lacks a nastiness about him as a fighter. I believe he could be too passive at times. He's very fast and powerful for a big guy inside the ring. If he decides to put venom behind his shots, it'll be a whole different story. Lastly, if you end up in a clinch situation, use your size and put all your body weight on Dillon. As the heavier guy, Dillon is not going to be able to handle that weight, and it's going to drain him. As for Dillon Danis, he needs to try to go toe-to-toe with Logan. Again, I believe he's miles behind Logan in the boxing ring. In order for Dillon to win, he's got to try to create as many moments as he can. He needs to punch with Logan in order to land. He's going to need to take a couple on the chin in order to give 2 or 3. Secondly, use a bit of dirty boxing. I think Dillon is going to try to clinch like crazy. I mean, after all, he is a grappler. But instead of trying to put Logan in a guillotine, which he might seriously do, instead, be active and throw punches inside the clinch. Stick your forearm in his face to create a bit of space, and then go down to the body. Bump him with your shoulder to try to land punches over the top. Try to frustrate him as much as you can. But if all else fails, just shell up with your high guard, and clinch as many times as you can. Basically, what I'm saying is do whatever you can to survive. If you can break the rhythm of the fight constantly, and not take too many clean shots on the chin, if the fight gets to those later rounds and Logan starts to gas, then Dillon could push that pace and volume, and at that point, some crazy madness could happen. So for my official prediction, I got Logan by domination. The fight is 6 rounds, and I think Logan will win every single bit of it. I believe Logan is better all around, and this is his opportunity to showcase his talent inside the boxing ring. Dillon Danis will likely understand that and try to survive in the first few rounds. Once Logan starts to wear Dillon down, I think Logan will stop Dillon by TKO in the 4th round. And that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to what I have to say, and let me know, who do you have winning this Saturday, Logan Paul or Dillon Danis? Drop a comment and let me know in the comment section down below. Now, if you guys enjoy content that is related to combat sports, please drop a like on this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel down below. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you can't get enough of the content on this channel, please head down to the description of this video and follow my Twitter. I post a lot of tweets about combat sports that you do not want to miss. And other than that, it's been Steven, signing out. Peace.